In 1967, Israel conquered Gaza, West Bank, Golan Heights. And from that point on, almost immediately, incidentally, U.S. relations with Israel changed radically at that point. And that's quite important. But the U.S., that's us, has a decisive, you and I have a decisive role in what happens there. It's not something far away. Whatever Israel does, it's because you and I permit it to happen. It's the United States who provides the massive support for everything that goes on. It's the United States that vetoes Security Council resolutions calling for an end to illegal occupation and so on. So it's not remote. It's our responsibility. We should not forget. That changed substantially in 1967. Prior to that, U.S. relations with Israel were friendly, but not particularly unusual. In fact, Israel's main military support was coming from France. Its nuclear programs were developed with French inputs. U.S. was not supporting them. So 67 changed everything. Israel performed an enormous service to the United States. It destroyed secular Arab nationalism. The United States had taken over domination of the Middle East from Britain. Britain had previously run most of the world, particularly the United States. But in 1945, Britain essentially took over the mantle of global domination from Britain, and the Middle East was a central component. There was a conflict in the Middle East, many conflicts. Britain, throughout its control, had tended to support radical Islam in opposition to secular nationalism. For good reasons, secular nationalism can get out of control. Radical Islam, they assume, they can maintain control over it. The United States took over the same position. 1967, there was an actual war going on between the center of radical Islam, Saudi Arabia, and the center of secular nationalism, Egypt. They were at war in the Yemen, a substantial war. Israel destroyed secular nationalism, supported radical Islam, started a love affair with the United States. It was a tremendous gift. It also changed American discussion. Prior to that, Israel had not been a huge issue, even among American Jews. In fact, prior to 1967, there wasn't even much talk about the Holocaust. Holocaust museums, Holocaust studies, all of this is post-1967. Everything changed significantly. And at that point, Israel began a program of systematic expansion into the occupied territories